Welcome back to Sly Cooper. So let's go next. Let's move towards. There you go. Using the fireworks to dismantle the operation of the Panda King. Yes, Joe, it just works.
Inserting the keys does that. It really has been a while since I played this game. I mean,
to be fair, Joe, it's more of a visual thing about unlocking the next thing. It does remind me a bit of stuff like Bugs Bunny Lost in Time.
Oh boy, Bugs Bunny Lost in Time. Now there's an old platformer classic.
Yeah, I love that game.
Another one I only got to play at a friend's.
I'm gonna need more key for that.
And then there's the
and of course, they will guide me towards the Panda King's fortress.
And then there's the Lilo and Stitch video game, which is just a Crash Bandicoot knockoff, but not a bad Crash Bandicoot knockoff.
Yeah, it was part of the. I actually tried a lot of the Disney PlayStation games, but
oh yeah, Disney PlayStation games for the most part were pretty damn good.
A Bug's Life was the one I remember fondly.
From A Bug's Life to Simba's Mighty Adventure to even the
Toy Story 2.
Toy Story 2, The Little Mermaid.
Monsters Inc., the PS1 game, specifically.
Isn't the PS1 game literally the same thing as like the PS2 game, just different
names?
Yes,
a Scare Island. It's similar to a lot of people because I actually got to know that, from others. Apparently, a lot of people who played the PS1 version didn't even know there was a PS2 version.
No, I didn't.
Similar to Toy Story 2, apparently the best version is the Dreamcast version, but most people remember the PS1 version.
That's the one
anyway,
I played, yeah.
Time for another race segment with Murray. This one is a bit better than the one in Mesa City, but it's still rough.
We could use the key. Think you could take them?
Come on, Sly, they're a pack of monkeys. How can I lose?
All right, remember.
Because in universe, this might be racist.
It's it's ironic because if anything in the real world, monkeys would probably be the animals with the best chance of driving because they have opposable thumbs, which most animals do not.
Also, we seem to have better tires.
All right.
But yeah, functions. Yeah, it does functions the same as the one in Mesa City. It just has a slightly different tech. I think it's actually mirrored in terms of structure. It also has ice segment.
You know what's sad to you?
The juicy ice physics. Go on.
It probably still handles better than the Mako in Mass Effect 1.
I think the Mako is one of those things that it's enjoyable for how weird it controls.
Yeah,
I don't believe people give it too much flack for it.
I thought most people hated the Mako from Mass Effect 1.
Well, I don't know. I think it was stupidly fun, that kind of way. But to go instead back on the PS1 Disney games, one game that I actually played because my sister actually had it was Little Mermaid 1, which is a 3D one that encompasses the event of both the first two movies, and it's pretty decent.
Oh yeah,
actually.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know about that one.
I actually mentioned that one. Believe it or not, sure, there was something of a trend with some Disney PS1 games. The idea was to combine events of the first and second movie. Simba's Mighty Adventure also did that as well.
Mm-hmm. Then there was stuff like the rhythm game with the Jungle, based on the Jungle Book. But I actually haven't tried that one.
We mentioned it fairly... Oh, sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
We mentioned it fairly recently, but one of the ones that I also played a lot was the... because I think Pedro said he was going to have a look at it. The point-and-click mini-game Mulan.
Oh yeah, that one.
Oh yeah, that.
Go get that key.
Dude, that was actually weird.
That's the thing, Shiroi. I've looked into it since then. It's basically a dress. It looks like it's a lot of. Isn't it like about dressing Mulan, basically?
That's one. That's one
of the mini games it is, but yeah. But it's basically does function on a point and click. Basically, it's kind of structured like a book, and each page has the grandma or Mushu telling you what you should be doing.
I guess.
It seems like it was a bit of a series that Disney did.
It seems to be based really for a minor, target audience rather than teens.
I might potentially add it to my list, but maybe at a later position because that doesn't sound like something.
Oh yeah, I was gonna ask Pedro. Does your Disney list include all the Disney PS1 games?
Most of them, yes. So the Hercules one,
I remember the Atlantis one also, for example.
Emperor's New Groove. I do have the Atlantis one there as well.
You also gonna do Treasure Planet?
Was that for PS2? Well,
PS2.
PS2.
Oh,
Yes.
oh
snap.
no, this is a bit. This is another section with Carmelita chasing you, just like in Mesa City. Pay attention to the end bit, Lloyd. We're gonna take a bit to get there, but the end bit is a bit hilarious due to how this was coded back in the day. But no, Emperor's New Groove. I think I mentioned it when you commented on the movie. The Emperor's New Groove is actually the PS1 Disney game that actually unfortunately skipped, and I was always interested because I remember seeing the commercial of it that was in the VHS of the movie.
So yeah, yet another kind of boss battle, but not really with.
It's more of a chase sequence. Basically, don't stand still, or Carmelita will keep shooting at you.
I had the Treasure Planet game, but I don't remember actually beating it.
The Treasure Planet game, I also looked into that one. That one also doesn't look all that interesting from what I've seen. It doesn't even have the cutscenes from the movie or anything like that.
Wait. Really? Okay. I played Treasure Planet and it does have cutscenes from the movie. What version were you looking at?
The PS2 version. That's the only one that exists apparently.
Okay.
I actually don't know nothing about it, so I cannot tell.
I don't remember enough about
but
it.
It is part of the cheese having those FMVs based on the movie, but with different voice actors because the movie hadn't been licensed yet, so we had to use the sound alikes. But apparently for the Hercules version, they did the same also for the Italian dub because Hercules sounds actually better than in the Italian dub of the movie.
I also have on my list the Bugs Life PS1 game at
Cool.
Shiro's request. I played a bit of it just so I could get a firm grasp on what kind of game it is. Yeah, it's interesting. I guess I'll put it that way.
Are you going to cover Lilo and Stitch for the PlayStation 1? That adaptation is quite interesting. It froze in a lava golem, totally from the movie.
Yes, and Stitch acts like a mixture of Sonic and Crash
Well, to be
Bandicoot.
fair, it's really as out of place as the lava golem at the end of the Terminator 2 game that we did.
Oh my god, that
I guess it is a
adaptation.
trend. Need also just add a golem.
Yes, you see, after falling into the lava, the T-1000 became this massive golem, even though the fire was supposed to be what killed it. But no, it just made it stronger!
It's funny because the more recent Terminator game actually does something to integrate a bit of the lore, in a sense of showing you the person that the Skynet took in order to give the appearance of the cop for the T-1000.
Yes,
And it's never stated, it's never actually told you in your face. It's all visuals that the game does to you.
Yes.
It will be interesting to take a look at Avalanche's previous career before they got the gig for the new Harry Potter game that they're making now.
But yeah, I gotta say, like, the more I hear about Terminator the Resistance, the more I realize that game turning out as good as it is
It's not super. It's
not.
not super fantastic. It's still rough around the edges at some point. But for a Terminator game, and from the same people that made the Rambo video game, it really is different in a good way.
Yeah. Talk about defying expectations, but in a good way for once in this industry.
Keep in mind, Jova, it took a long time to make it. Apparently, it took like something like 7 years. And we was in development for 7 years. But gotta be honest, it really proves the whole Miyamoto thing. The game is eventually good. Yes, Vips?
It's interesting you say that because there was a reviewer from Games Radar saying
Yes.
it was the best Terminator game he'd ever played. But considering the series' poor record when it comes to games, it's a low bar to clear.
Pretty much.
I'd also called it the worst game he'd played in 2019.
Well, okay. How about this? Let me ask.
Yeah, no. First of all, I think I need to use the combination. So go on.
As I was saying, he called it the worst game he played in 2019.
Hey, Carmelita, thanks for giving us some breathing room to open the safe, by the way.
Just wait until the level ends. It's particular. Alright, 2, 3, 1. I forgot which power-up this is. I think it's the one that allows you to survive bottomless pit.
Hey, Tio, considering what we learned in Sly Cooper Free, do you think maybe she was intentionally giving him some breathing room?
I don't know. Yes.
Of course.
By the way, this never gets brought up again in future games because it will make them too broken.
You see, the Sly Cooper family knew how to play God with life.
Pretty much.
And with these amazing powers, they just got to just steal stuff as opposed to revolutionizing society.
in Mesa City, you had to basically detach the Zeppelin that Carmelita was on. In this, you had to move the dragon by using the fireworks. Here, let me see if that should be happening right now. There we go. Pay attention to Carmelita's model.
Carmelita.
I'll get
Hold
you
on.
next time.
Hold
Cooper.
on.
Next time.
She just stood there.
Bentley's like, Sly, you just killed Carmelita.
I love how she just stood there though, taking it.
Sank into the snow.
I guess she thought might as well do it with dignity.
Brilliant.
Alright, I think it's one more level, and then I will have to confront the Panda King. But go on, Pedro.
Okay, fine. The best Terminator game that I've played is, of course, the one made by David Perry's team back in the day that we did. How does Terminator Resistance fare up against that one?
I'm not sure if I can compare it because it's more similar to, say, a modern game. It's a first-person shooter that includes stuff like from modern games, like, say, it has multiple choices that do come up towards the outcome in the end. A sort of an upgrade system that seems organic instead of being forceful, and that actually helps you in finding out stuff. Some crafting in order to craft ammo and other stuff that you need, like setting traps. The enemies are not super overpowered, but not even cakewalks, because we need to reflect the Skynet menace. And there is actual enemy type, unlike in Terminator Salvation. And the story is pretty good, honestly. It's basically it basically justifies the events of the first two movies. It only references those, but it's not intrusive in the canon. It ties everything together perfectly. And he keeps also the tradition by having John Connor being voiced by a completely different voice actor.
Oh, who they get to voice him this time? John Favreau?
I forgot. All the voice actors for the game seem to be pretty anonymous, but let me check in the meantime. No, but I had a very positive experience with the game, so I would commend the studio for actually, working their asses out for that. Anyway, this is, as you can see, this is our third section, like in Ruby's levels. Pretty straightforward.
All right. Now, before I even do any of those ones you suggested, I still want to get through the Toy Story trilogy of games and.
Yeah, I heard that the Toy Story 3 video game is actually pretty good.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Toy Story 2. I know, unpopular opinion. But I still love the original Traveler's Tales game of the first movie, and from what I've played of the third one, it's actually looking pretty good as well.
Oh yeah, the third one's a pretty good open world / platformer here and there with some interesting side mechanics as well.
Yeah, Woody's edging was too bad on Toy Story 1 therefore.
Anyway,
it's another one of those ones made by Avalanche. Again, it's interesting how Avalanche literally went from being it's both Asobo Studio and Avalanche. They managed to, get off of the Disney generic tie-in place they were at to become prominent game developers, like in the mainstream.
Anyway, Jova, to answer your question, John Connor entering the Resistance is voiced by Eric Myers. He has a resume ever since the end of the 70s. Apparently, he's been an occasional voice actor for Jigen in the Lupin the Third.
That's where I heard him from.
But he also voiced in a couple of video games in recent times. Like, say, Battlefield Bad Company 2, Driver San Francisco, Battlefield 3, Need for Speed Most Wanted, and other stuff. Anyway, I think we're good to go, so let's get to the Panda King.
Yeah, I love the Panda King's voice.
It's the same voice actor for the that also voiced Sarah Alley game Mugshot.
Fling Fu.
Yes. That's because it's easy, it's his technique. It's also probably the better boss fight, although the mouth movement, jeez.
For revenge, to steal back the Thievius Racoonus.
It sounds like he's trying to go for a James Earl Jones impression.
Okay, I know this was PS2, but one thing I've noticed is that the voice recording sound quality is a bit inconsistent from character to character. One sounds professionally recorded in a studio. Some of the others, like Sly, for example, they sound like they recorded it somewhere else.
I can tell you it gets better from the second game, Liz, but you'll be able to hear it for yourself.
Ancestry. I will send you to your doom with the beauty of my new firework technique.
You know, I get the feeling that
I guess.
I get the
Anyway,
I get the feeling that they got the idea for the plot of Kung Fu Panda 2 from this. Except
anyway, there you
instead
go.
the panda's the good guy.
That's the better boss fight, I think, because first you have to dodge his attacks while getting toward him, so you have to run in circles, and then you have to dodge his attacks, and they are telegraphed by what he says and the hand movement. So there is some degree of predictability, but you still need to work your ass, otherwise you will get damaged.
He's deceptively fast for a man of his stature.
It's more so when you're dodging his fireballs from afar. Like when you're near him, the attacks are very well telegraphed, so you can always tell exactly when you're supposed to dodge or jump. So it's so when you get close to him, it's relatively simple.
Booming chop.
Yeah, maybe it would help if your case, mate, if you didn't call your attacks.
That's traditional, Asian martial arts. So you have to do that. It's tradition.
You're a Pokemon fan, Dave. You should know how this works.
There we go.
Well, then, there's a reason I really see that kind of tradition outside of these things.
But hold on. But he hasn't said who's the next or the last of the Fiendish Five.
Ah yes, Russia, well known for its volcanoes.
Actually, there are a couple. Both, technically speaking, inactive. For the sake of artistic license, they actually had one of those being active. But yeah,
Russia does have volcanoes.
Yes.
Sure.
This power-up is just situational, but I have to explain for the last part.
Armed with his designs, I was sure Murray would be able to make some cool modifications to the team van.
Of course.
I mean, the van in itself is kind of a character and goes through an arc with the trilogy, believe it or not.
I frustrated Inspector Fox, having missed me coming down.
Oh, so she survived from the snow.
Of course.
Alright, let me see the newspaper for this time. Hot Latin Spitfire puts fiery panda on ice. Oh well.
My gang and I took a little time off and did some shopping in Hong Kong. Thoroughly relaxed, we headed home to plan our next move.
Alright, so next time we have to find face the last of the Fiendish Five in Russia, but we don't know who it is. And with that, we will finish the first game. So see you for that.
See you then.
See ya.
See ya.
Yeah.